Oh, it was only if I was honest.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the East Coast V8 Series Bathurst Top 10 Shootout. Flying solo by myself this afternoon at the moment because young Nathan is busy with a family commitment and he apologises profusely for not being here, but I think it's a stitch up. So if you're out there watching, jump on the comments, let us know how you're feeling, who you think's going to take pole, as we have quite a few drivers about to commence what we would call the lap of the gods. Or they would like to think they're going to do the lap of the gods. If you're, as I said, if you're following along at home, jump in the comments, say good day. And we'll wait for Ben to get things kicked off here very shortly. So race control, Ben Anthony today. Should have everything pretty much up and running very shortly. And the first car should be on track in the next few minutes, hopefully, which I believe is Michael Stewart. So just waiting to see Michael come out. And for those playing along at home, Michael Stewart, of course, from Hypersonic Racing, has performed very well this season. And I'm not going to show the championship standings, but I can tell you that Michael is one of our top 10 runners. And Michael is quite well known amongst the Hypersonic boys and along the vet boys as well. So it's good to see Michael make the top 10, along with Scotty McCune as well from Hypersonic. Of course,
hey Ben, how you going?
There's a few drivers away today as well.
Good, mate, good.
Being a Sunday, we've got some various other commitments going on. And I do know that the Van Ree boys are up in Newcastle racing karts for a blue plate, I think they're called. So, and last report I heard from the lads last night that they were both on track for that. So great stuff from Ryan and Blair and Herman and young Harrison Dengate. I think was fighting pretty hard to try and get a plate as well. So
Coleman may not
we'll hear how these boys wind
up. I
up.
don't know what you want to do there. You should still be able to race, but may not make the shootout.
Just a little bit of late gossip coming in. I've heard that Dave Coleman won't make the shootout, so that's one less to run.
Be like 10th through the first. Have I got time for a quick shower?
Yeah, mate, P10 to P1.
So, who is in the top 10 shootout? That is a very good question, Stewie. I'll let you know that one. The top 10 shootout is...
Number 4 this morning, Jamie?
I'll just ditch that for the minute. The top 10 in the shootout, of course, will be in this order: Michael Stewart, Scotty McCune, Ash Barella, Paul Young, David Coleman, who I've just heard won't be running in the shootout, Josh Drage from Pecky Performance Racing, Christian Smart, Jamie the People's Champion McKnight, Michael Whiting, and the last man out will be Blake Warboys. So we will hopefully have a car on track very shortly.
Just go straight out, mate.
So Scotty McCune is going out, I believe, for his warm-up lap. So he should be about to head out very shortly. And was it Michael Stewart? Michael Stewart's the first man on track. And he is heading out now. Of course, this is going to be a big afternoon for these boys. Hypersonic with 2 cars in the shootout, which is great to see. And of course, Michael Stewart, aka Stewie, as he's well known in the team, driving the 54-year-old, driving the blue HSR car. And of course, he's married with a daughter and 2 grandkids, 2 granddaughters and two sons. And he also has a dog in the house as well, apparently. Drives with a Fanatec V2.5 wheelbase, using the Hesquivelle Sprint pedals, Jinx shifter. That's his out lap here. And of course, some of his other hobbies apart from sim racing include surfing. He's a competitive darts player, enjoys jet skiing, skiing and fishing. And he's done a little bit of real world multiple track days in over 30 events. And has also done some driving with Dean Canto as an instructor. And of course, Stewie races very hard, quite well known throughout the vet circles as well. It would be great to see how Stewie goes today. As comes through the chase, and we're about to get underway with our top 10 shootout. I'm not 100% certain, Stewie, how many are running in the field today. I've got a feeling it's at least 30 cars from what I've been told. As Michael Stewart starts his lap. A little bit rough coming out of Hell Corner there as he heads up Mountain Straight. Up into Griffins. Keeping on line there, looking very good, using all of the curb as he comes out of Griffin up to the cutting. One line in, one line out. Got to get this right through here. Keeping it well off the wall. Same thing again, well off the wall again, looking to be a very conservative run. As he comes down to the grate. Well off the wall there as well. Looks to be quite a conservative run, of course. We've got 80 laps to race later this afternoon in this East Coast Bathurst 500. Down through the S's, through the dipper. A little bit of a wheel lock up there. Hopefully that doesn't slow him down too much. Of course, might help if I have a qualifying time showing. Let me just see if I can bring that up for you. There we go. So, of course, purple sectors all the way around, being the first car out as we come down Conrod. And bring the dashboard 289 Ks as he changes down to 130 as he goes through the chase, the last part of the chase, as you head down the Murray's Corner, final corner of the circuit. You've got to get this one right. Can't afford to make a mistake here. A little bit off the apex, a little bit underdone there. I think that was a safe drive by Michael as he crosses the line at 2:05.2. It's the next car on track, I believe, is Ash Barella. So Ash Barella, WK&P SimSport driver, quite well-known local cricketer to here in Albury Wodonga. Plays for cricket for North Albury at a very high level, and also plays rep cricket for Riverina in Wagga. Long story about that one. Well, he's not playing rep cricket for Albury, but we'll leave that talk for another day. Oh, come on. And yes, Dave, I'm doing the best I can, mate. I'm minus NATO, mate, at the moment, so flying a little bit solo, doing the best I can. NATO will be with us for the big show when it shows up. And I'm sure the PRA faithful will keep me entertained throughout the day. Will keep me excited. I'm sure you PRA boys are excited again. It's good to see the PRA faithful are back out again watching. Great to see. There's Ash on his out lap. Coming up through Skyline. Dropping down through the S's. Of course, most of these guys won't do a very hard out lap, looking after the tyres, knowing that they can't waste what they've got. And big shout out to Rob. P11, mate. Yeah, it's a pity you didn't get knocked into the quali. But I reckon there'll be plenty to do in your 80 laps, and I reckon, mate, you fishy boys will be all over it. So, looking forward to it. As Ash comes down Conrod. This is our second of the 9 drivers going out tonight. So at the moment, We've got Michael Stewart sitting in P1 tonight, this afternoon. I'll get it right. There's Ash Barella coming through the chase. Coming down into Murray's corner. And then we are away. And we might jump on the gyro for this lap. Let's do a lap. This is it. All to play for. Barella is away. Coming down into Hell Corner. Backs it into second. Nicely on it. Stays inside the curbs there. Got to remember a 1X is going to throw you guys over the line. 1X will have you starting in 9th. So you can't afford to make a mistake either. So Barella up 3 Griffins. It's got a purple sector for sector 1. Off to a good start. Through the cutting. Come up through Reed Park. Drop down to the Great. Come around into McPhillamy. A little bit early on McPhillamy. Into McPhillamy. Nicely playing the throttle, feathering it. Dropping down now into the S's. Heading down into the Dipper. Got to get this right. Just through. A little bit late on the accelerator there. Hence the green sector. A little bit earlier. Come into Forest Elbow. The understeer. The car's going to push in. You've got to keep it off the wall. Get on that accelerator as quick as possible. Every second's going to count, or every millisecond counts on the accelerator as you come down Conrod. Into 5th, 230 kilometres an hour. 250 kilometres an hour. Into 6th, 260. Rolling it out. Car accelerates as we come into the chase. 280. Fastest corner in Australian motorsport. Brakes it back down to 130. Back on the accelerator. Nice and neat through here. Got to get this right. Great little drive from Ash down in the Murrays. This looks like it might be a good time. Looking good. Ash Barella, the 205.2. Sorry, 204.2. That puts him 1 second ahead of Michael Stewart. So that's Ash Barella now the time to get. Scotty McEwen's now out on track on his outlap. And of course, Scotty, another one of the hypersonic drivers. As we talked about before, Scotty has done a fair bit of racing with the New South Wales State Super Sprint Series. Does really well. And quite a well-known driver amongst the New South Wales road circuit driving. And of course, owns his own construction company in Windsor in New South Wales. And quite another very well accomplished V8 Veterans driver. So I'll be interested to see. That was a great time by Ash to get a 204.2. So I'll be interested to see what Scotty can do now. Of course, what you've got to remember is you've got to be very careful on circuit today, particularly in a shootout. The 0X will give you a no time for qualifying, which will put you back to 9th. So you've got to be very careful. It's a fine line between pushing the limits and pushing yourself down the back towards the back of the grid. And not to mention, with an 80-lap race, there's still plenty of time to work your way back into it. Or an 81-lap race, I think it is. Plenty of time to work your way back into it. But, sometimes it's a lot easier when you're up the front running with the hard charges that you want to run with. So, Scotty McEwen crosses the line to start his lap. Let's have a look as we'll take the drone cam and we'll follow him round into Hell Corner, right on the apex. Beautiful. Hits the exit beautifully as well. As we go up Mountain Straight. Heading up over the Petter sign. Back down the little rise into 240, 250 territory. Hard on the brakes. Back to third gear. Got to get the apex right here. The car wants to drift out of Griffins. Beautifully done. Hits the apex again. As we come up now into the cutting. One line in. You've got to get this right. Brake hard. Into second. Back to 95. Oh, a little bit wide there. That could cost him. We'll wait and see as the sector split comes up. As now we come up the top. Got to get him across the right here at Reeds Park. Get that correct. Come back down. Down past the grape. One of the hardest corners on the front left tyre of the car. Got to get it right. And we come across. We come out again. Come down through Skyline into the S's. Got to feather it. Change it down into second. Pull her up through the dipper. 100k's through there. He's still in second. Nicely rides it through. Looks like he's picked up a little bit of what he's lost. But I'm not sure whether he's going to catch Ash Barella here. Nicely out of Forest Elbow. Accelerating down Conrod. Still only green sectors after the first purple sector. Scotty McCune, Hypersonic Racing. Waving the flag as he comes down to the Caltex chase. I reckon, Nick. Yep, bets on the first safety car. I don't want to make any bets, mate, because the safety car driver today is Shannon McMillan. And last thing we want to do is see Big Shen out, because we just know how wild he is. And after his efforts at Imola last week, I'm a bit scared to see what damage he can do here at Bathurst. Scotty McCune crosses the line for a 205.296, puts him 0.089 behind Stewie, his teammate. So, the next man out on track, of course, is Josh Drage. So, Josh Drage heading out. Of course, Josh, a member of the Pecky Performance Racing team, well represented here today with Mark Peck and Tim Nichols. They've had a fairly successful season, Josh. Been very impressive. One of the younger guns, also known to do a bit of safety car driving in vets. He's out on his warm-up lap here. As we might just pick a different camera set. So Josh, as we said, fairly quick. And Nick, I'm not sure what sort of lap Pecky put in, mate. So I think Josh is our only Pecky Performance racer we've got in the list at the moment. And of course, we've got a couple of other guys to come still from PRA and Paul Young. And of course, we've got the great man himself, Jamie McKnight. And Blake Warboys, Michael Whiting to come out still. I'm not sure, I think, whether Paul was coming out or not. We'll have to wait and see. I might just have the order mixed up a little bit. So, of course, Pecky Performance Racing, based up in Darwin, this team. Led, of course, by Mark Peck. It's always good to see Pecky flexing his muscles in the V8. As we come down through the chase, heading down into Murray's Corner to start his flying lap. Josh Drage, car 91, Pecky Performance Racing, heads off on his flying lap. As Josh uses all the curb there, right out on the edge of the bitumen for the exit. As he heads up Mountain Straight. Up into Griffins. Very tricky corner to get right. You've got to pull the car up. Uses all the curb coming out. Heading up to the cutting. A bit of a lock up there. He's nicely on the inside wall. Make it all the way out to the edge. Come up through Reed Park. And we've got Mr. Barella's jumped into the commentary box. Ash sitting in pole, mate.
How you going, Johnny?
Good, Ash. How are you feeling, mate? You reckon you're going to hang on to that time for a while? Mind you, Drage has just done 2 purple sectors.
Yeah, no, I think Dragey's got me on this lap. He's looking pretty good so far. It's just a good event to be a part of, and obviously being in the top 10 shootouts.
Oh, a little bit loose here. He's lost it. A little bit loose coming into the Forest elbow. Sorry there, Ash.
Are you alright?
And how are you going to tackle this afternoon, mate, with 80 laps?
It's going to be a nightmare, that's for sure. But I think it's slow and consistent might pay dividends, I reckon. We'll see what happens after the shootout, and yeah.
We'll see, mate. It's not T20 cricket. So
Definitely not.
It'll be interesting to see whether you can handle the long game. And where do you reckon you're going to finish today, mate? What's your goals? What's your objective?
I look anywhere around the top 12, top 10 would be ideal.
As Josh Rage crosses the line, he's in P2, 2046. He's still in front, Ash.
Yeah, just holding on.
Holding on. As we'll now jump on board with Paul Young. Big shout out to the PRA faithful. I'm sure you boys are all out there still, partying on. As Paul, I believe, is doing really well. As I think Ben was sending people out earlier now, so I think this might actually be his lap. So of course Paul Young had a win on Thursday night in the Vets. This is actually his outlap, so. And he will be representing the PRA team, of course. As everybody knows, our biggest comment writer in our Facebook page, of course, is the one and only David Baldock. So big shout out to Dave. This is your man, mate. You've got to be a little bit excited to see him on track now. And how do you reckon Youngie's going to go against your time, Ash?
Yeah, look, Youngie's a class driver, and I think at the end of the day, I think if you just put a nice steady, incident-free lap in, I think my time won't hold for too much longer when we get to the bigger dogs. So we'll see.
You seem to be like, it's interesting, like knowing a few of these boys and seeing a few of these boys drive before. It's quite interesting to see that some of these guys are driving within themselves on this lap still. So there's probably a little bit of nerves still in the sense of not wanting to start ninth.
Definitely.
So let's have a look what Youngie can do as he comes down into Murray's. And we'll just do a lap from the nose cam. And Paul Young. So nicely on the apex there, using the whole width of the circuit. He goes through Hell Corner. Up into Griffins. Of course, Paul's a very consistent driver. Up into the cutting. Nicely through there. And very composed. All the way out. The whole width of the circuit there, all the way out to the grate. We come up into McPhillamy, over a little rise, loads it up. On the grass there, oh no, that's gone. We just talked about the 0Xs, minor mistakes, cost you. Youngie is
just that apex a little bit.
He just did. Very unlike Paul, to be honest. As we said, there is a little bit of pressure here. Tight battles all around, to be honest, in this series at the moment. Like Blake might have been a little bit away from Jamie in this championship series, but behind those minor positions are very much up for grabs. And of course, I think Jamie's 40 points behind Blake in the series, so if Blake has a bad day and Jamie has a good day, we can see a change in the championship. we might jump on with Christian Smart now. Oop, on the replay, didn't want to do that. We want to go live. Sorry, everybody. There's Christian Smart heads out. So Christian on his outlap, warming the tyres up. So another one of the consistent vets drivers is Christian. Another one who's done very well in this series. Has qualified up the pointy end. It's going to be very interesting to see what Christian can do here. I would imagine that he would probably play it safe. No, Jamie, I haven't written you off yet, mate. I was just building the suspense for you. Good to see you. We've got some of the drivers in the chat at the moment. Getting stuck into the PRA faithful, to be honest. So, of course, Christian Smart, part of the United Sim Sport and Synergy Racing merge team, the USSR boys. So Christian just still warming the tyres up, taking it easy. And Josh, how are you, Josh?
Good. How are you going?
Good, mate. You're 0.4 behind Ash. You didn't quite get it there.
Didn't quite get it. Could just feel the time disappearing, going down the mountain.
Yeah, we could a little bit. We sort of was looking really good, and then that lock up as you sort of came into Forest Elbow sort of looked a bit hairy. I think you were quite lucky not to put it on the wall there.
Yeah, been struggling like all week there, trying to get it stopped and turned. Just can't seem to get it out of the car. So we'll see how that goes in the race.
She's a very tricky corner, that one.
Yeah.
Always gets me.
Yeah. Well, haven't hit the fence there yet, so we'll see. Lap one.
And Christian Smart now heads out, crossing the start-finish line on the pit straight. What are your goals for today, Josh? What are you hoping to do?
Finish somewhere around where I qualify, so
Jamie, can you head to
I'm not quick enough for the first 5, I don't think, but hopefully race right and see where we end up.
Oh, it's going to be a long day, mate. And it's going to be a battle between old and young. And
Oh, we're standing up every pit stop.
then, not to mention, I think the fatigue in the last hour is going to be incredible, I think, as Christian goes purple in the first sector, coming through the cutting. Looking very balanced, looking very composed. And we might, just quickly while Christian's going around, we might bring Youngie up and have a chat. Paul, what happened?
Oh, mate, I pushed too hard. Got two wheels in the grass over the top.
Yeah.
Byline. So I think I was pushing too hard to catch these guys. So
You were looking really composed and really good as Christian comes through the dipper with 1 pink, 3 greens now, so it's going to be very tight to see if he can get down the mountain much quicker than what he is as he comes in the forest. So he'll be starting back in 9th now, so what's your goals for the day, Paul?
keep 2 wheels off the grass during the race. Keep it off the walls. I was pushing. I can see now a 204 would have been fine, but I knew Josh and I was in the same session as Josh and Ash, and they were really quick. I was that 203.9 or something I did for quali was my best lap ever, so I should have just been happy with a 204 or something.
As Christian just puts it on 2 wheels going through the chase, that'll slow him down a bit. Mind you, he did have another pink sector before he got there as he comes across the line. This is going to be very tight, guys. Nicely composed, crosses the line. Christian goes P2. Ash Barella holds P1. You're still there, Ash. How do you feel about that?
Just holding on, just holding on.
Wrong button again. Sorry, guys. And, of course, here he comes. The man everyone's been waiting to see. The man who is P2 in the championship.
Freshly showered, we might add.
What was that, sorry?
Freshly showered.
Officially shout. Yes, right. Of course, in the Commodore today, rumour has it that he's left the Mustang at home so he doesn't blow an engine.
We'll see.
Of course.
Surely you'd have a running odd sheet on when he's going to blow, wouldn't you, Johnny?
Oh, absolutely. And of course, we're going to have some special comments later this afternoon for the race. You boys have told me I'm not an Dave Baldock has told me I'm not an expert driver, and to leave the driving comments to the experts. So I've got Mark Duggan coming in to give me a hand for a little while later.
Look out.
So I'm sure Mark knows every trick of the book that Jamie usually plays.
Have your beep button ready.
Why do you think I've stopped going to the in-race audio? Every time you see McKnight, it's red button, red button, red button. Flashing the lights because he's obviously listening to us. Yes, Jamie, we can see you. I'm surprised you haven't dropped in here to commentate your lap, to be honest. So what do you reckon, boys? Is he going to go quicker than Ash?
Yeah, he's got a 203.8 in him, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a practice session just before and he was pretty quick in there, so...
First lap thing, he did a 3.5.
3.5, so...
Here we go. The man, the myth, the legend crosses the line. The former motorbike racer, Jamie McKnight, a.k.a. Oh, a bit sideways there. It comes out of L corner. That's not quick.
Michael, can you get a prediction, please?
So you all tell me. That looked more like a Dave Baldock move coming out of that. A little bit off the curb there too. A little bit off the curb there as well. He's not pushing. Surely Jamie McKnight's not already in fuel saving mode.
Car conservation mode.
Kind of looks like the pace I do when I go up to the mountain 50k limit. Playing smart, I think, Jamie. Those 80 laps is a long way around Bathurst. So all green sectors at the moment. Actually looking pretty safe here.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to hold up. But knowing Jamie, he's always got something out of his bag of tricks he can throw.
Usually the dummy out of the cot, isn't it?
No comment.
So through the chase now, we've got a purple sector. But is he left it all too late? That is the question. And Jamie McKnight crosses the line. He just pips Ash. He's 2:03.9.
There's a bag of tricks he had.
There's the bag of tricks. All the pace was in the bottom of the hill, which is rather interesting. As we jump on now, Michael Whiting coming out. And I'm sure Jamie will be in a second to tell us how great his lap was. So Michael Whiting coming up Mountain Straight on his out lap. Of course, Michael waving the flag for Fishy Motorsport. Good to see quite a few of the Fishy cars here again this week. So how do you reckon Michael's going to go, boys?
I think he'll be in the 203s as well.
Yep. Of course, the Fishy boys were here last night with the gentlemen's racing as well, doing a 40-lap race. Big shout out to Rob Carmichael, of course, always streaming something. If you're ever bored, jump on to Rob's page and you can have a look. Jamie already answering his critics in the chat. So obviously hasn't jumped into the box yet. He's probably busy having another shower.
Just rebuilding that Holden engine for the race, I reckon.
And here comes Michael Whiting at his attempt to go P1. Through Murray's corner, onto pit straight to start his lap. Nicely using the curbs there through Hell Corner.
Blake headed down.
All the bitumen he can find. Up mountain straight. He's coming to Griffins. Nicely on the apex, keeping it off the curbs. Beautifully done. This is a good looking start here by Michael. In the A25 Fishy Motorsports entry. Nicely balanced and composed as he comes up into Reed Park. Using all the tarmac he's got available as he comes down through the grate. Now heading into McPhillamy. Nicely balanced. Keeping it off the curbs there as well. Another green sector, but he's got the purple one in the middle there. This is a quick time, I think. Down into the dipper. Nicely controlled. Looking solid. Into Forest Elbow. Keeps it balanced. Gets on the gas early. Getting on as much acceleration as he can get. Heading down Conrod. This is a good looking time, boys.
He's looking pretty smooth, isn't he?
Mm. Nicely gets it pulled up. Carried a little bit less speed than Jamie coming out of the chase. Into Murray's. Pulls it up well, gets on the inside of the corner, nicely powers through. And ticks over a 2039, puts himself on pole, gets past McKnight.
Oh, Blake, head on out, please.
There's our next driver, heads out, which is our fastest man, Mr. Warboys, championship leader, main protagonist in the battle with Jamie McKnight. Of course, I know Blake's been working very hard. A lot of practice has gone in this week for this event. Of course, had a good talk to Blake on Friday night about how he was going to tackle this event. Probably a little bit lost at home at the moment. Nathan's not around. Of course, we love to stir Blake and NATO up. Favourite pastime. So, of course, Blake, quite a well-known, successful karter. Hasn't made the transition to motorsport itself. And a member of the WK&P karting team. But not one of the boys not running the New South Wales series, as he's Melbourne-based. So for those who don't know, Harrison Dengate, Ryan Van Ree and Blair Van Ree, they're currently racing in the New South Wales Championships up at Newcastle in the last round this afternoon. And word on the street is that at least two of the boys are going to walk away with a blue plate, which is a fantastic result considering the year that they've had with karting and COVID. Of course, with Blair winning a blue plate ash, you're never going to hear the end of it.
No, definitely not.
So Blake taking his time to get out onto his lap. Of course, when you're the last man out, there's no pressure. Look at me.
Can't believe Jamie didn't take the opportunity to come and talk to you, John.
I know. I'm very
Yeah,
disappointed.
unbelievable.
Very disappointed. And, of course, we'll have a quick look at the back there. Just engaged on the back of the car, of course. He got engaged 2 weeks ago. Young to his partner, Gemma. Of course, Blake popped the question at the Wodonga go-kart track, of all places. And here we go. Championship leader Blake Warboys crosses the start-finish line. This is the last lap of our shootout. Nicely, safely through Hell's Corner. Heading up Mountain Straight. And we might just bring the Fishy Boys in for a quick chat as well. Michael, Rob, welcome, boys.
How are we, John?
Good, mate. Oh, Blake, a bit twitchy going into Griffin there.
Mine too.
Oh, I think he's missed his turn in.
Yep.
Yep.
I'd have it, Michael.
Possibly. It was close.
Oh, yeah.
McKnight.
Sideways there.
Pushing
And
hard.
sideways there as well.
He's probably trying to make up for lost time in turn 2, I think.
Yep. This will be interesting. There's up into Skyline. Down through the S's. Into the dipper. All green sectors here. No purple ones. Jamie must be sitting on the edge of his seat here. Purple one now.
Good exit.
Definitely pushing everything out of it.
He's been the man to beat all season, hasn't he?
He has. He's really found his feet. I think he's sort of been impressive to watch him sort of develop over the last sort of 6 months. Sort of a couple of rough runs in Scops, and after that he's sort of found his composure a bit and he's come ahead in leaps and bounds.
Pretty quick coming down the hill.
Oh, I thought he was too hot in the last corner then.
Yeah, he just pulled it up. And that's it. He's in
Oh,
P3.
Those times are close.
Oh, not wrong. Not wrong at all. Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you very much. I didn't think I'd be sitting on pole, that's for sure. Not with Jamie and Blake in here. Ash has put together a really good time as well.
Michael, Jamie, and Blake, top 3. Shootout.
Yes, it's
Thank you very much for that, guys.
been fantastic, guys.
Sign out, please. The race session will be live.
Nice lap, Mike.
at
Awesome, man.
1:30, with
Thanks,
a
mate.
Fishy.
We'll see if
lead into the race, like a normal
that's good
week.
stuff. Really looking forward to this afternoon, guys.
Yeah, it should be really good. Are you broadcasting right through, or you're back later on, John?
Well, I think we're not starting till 1:30, so I'll probably step away for half an hour.
Yep.
And then I might probably kick off again at. I'll just wait and see if Blake joins us before we bugger off. I'll jump back on probably about 1:45. I think I'll start the broadcast up again.
Excellent.
Definitely. Oh, here he is. We'll bring him in. Jamie McKnight.
Hey,
Hey.
and he just got beat by one of the young fellas in the league. He's only 38.
Only one of the young fellas, you reckon?
Yeah, well, you're only in your 30s, mate. You know, I'm 46, so there's a fair bit of difference there. But honestly, I'm absolutely thrilled for Michael. He's driven well all season. He deserves a pole. And
Thanks,
I feel a bit sorry for Blake. I think there was a bit of pressure on there in that last few corners. He looked like he just lobbed it a bit. But you blokes had no faith in me whatsoever as I went up the mountain nice and easy. And all the purples came at the end. And Dave Baldock, I hope you were watching.
Don't worry, Michael.
You too, mate.
The PRA faithful have been watching. Don't worry.
It all means nothing when the lights go green at 2 o'clock, boys.
That's
Righto.
exactly right. And we'll see
I'm
how
looking
many,
forward to a good race.
Yeah, it should be good.
and we'll see how
All
many
right, well
years
done,
blokes
boys.
aren't. We'll see how many years blokes aren't fatigued at the end.
And if you bag me the whole race, John, I'm going to find out about it.
Let's just bring in Mr. Wall, boys. I don't bag you all the time, Jamie. You know
Yeah,
that.
you do. I heard what you said already about me throwing the dummy. That's all right. I'm here for the ratings, boys.
That's right. Mr. Wall, boys. P3 behind McKnight.
Yeah.
He's just trying to give me a chance.
Oh. I know what
He
you're
might be
trying
gonna
to.
take my offer.
Yeah, maybe.
I asked him this morning if he got his tracking number, and he said no.
Well, I actually heard this morning that he's actually offered that to Nathan just to pull the internet plug out later.
Oh, right.
Oh dear.
Whoever does it first gets the prize.
Anyway,
I'm trying to pay Warboy's missus to take him out. No, it's going to be a great race, Blake.
Yeah, it sure will be.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to a good battle all race with everyone.
it should be good,
Yep.
boys, and I want to wish you all good luck. And I just hope, the standard we've had all season. I just really hope that we have that all day today as well, and we all have some fun.
Guaranteed, mate.
Should be good.
Looking forward to it.
Hey, listen, can I ask for one favour? If I do somehow win, can we get a video cam on Dave Baldock's face as I cross the line? I'd love to see that.
I'm sure Roy Clark could sort that out for us.
Yeah, good on you, Roy. Get it sorted.
Anyway, boys, we might leave the broadcast there, and we will be back live in an hour's time at 1:45 as we prep
All right,
for
and
the big
now
one.
listen, just before you go, I've changed my gear changing technique this week with the help of my teammates. I
Yep.
won't be blowing an engine, so you might want to have 100 on me. All right?
Oh,
No worries.
Is
No
that
worries.
right?
I mean to finish. not to
Oh,
win.
right.
Steve Varga, if you're out there, mate, can you please confirm?
Yeah, mate, he will, because he's been helping me. All right, lads, I'll see you at race time.
No
Okay,
worries,
mate.
boys, and I will stop our broadcast and wish you all good luck later and have fun. And don't be scared to if we have a safety car or something, drop in and say g'day.
Yep, will do.
Sure.
No
All right,
worries,
Tom.
guys. I'll
Catch
leave
you
you
soon.
to it. See you.
Thanks.
Same,
See
mate.
you, mate. See ya.